CTV Calgary, local breaking news.
Good afternoon. A junior girls football coach in Lethbridge has been charged with making child pornography using artificial intelligence. 38-year-old Justin Tillery was arrested by Alert's Internet Child Exploitation Unit on Wednesday. Investigators say Tillery used AI to manipulate and sexualize photos of underage girls and shared them via the social media application Kick Messenger. Tillery is a coach with both the Lethbridge Rams and Football Alberta U18 team women's teams. Authorities say this kind of crime is still very new.
This is, for now, incredibly rare. It's one of the first cases in Alberta and probably, if not Canada. We're really seeing the emergence of HI in all our kind of daily lives and various applications. We've been prepared for this. We expect that this is going to be part of a new reality.
Tillery has been released from custody and will appear in a Lethbridge court on August 8th. Anyone with information is encouraged to contact local police or Crime Stoppers. A Calgary man convicted of manslaughter in the death of his 5-year-old grandson has been released from prison. In 2019, Alan Perdomo Lopez was sentenced to 9 years after his grandson Emilio Perdomo died of a traumatic brain injury. Lopez served 2/3 of his prison sentence, and the Parole Team Board of Canada approved his statutory release. He will be supervised in the community for the remainder of his sentence and is to have no contact with children. A man has died after an explosion in the Shepherd Industrial Park Thursday afternoon. Police tell us pressurized tanks exploded at an industrial coating plant. The man in his 30s was rushed to hospital. Police say he succumbed to his injuries last night. Occupational Health and Safety is investigating. Road closures and detours around Stampede Park are resuming on Monday. 12th Avenue and Stampede Trail will be closed to accommodate construction of the new arena. Officials say they recognize this is an active district undergoing significant redevelopment and are trying to minimize the disruption. The closure will run until early October and is expected to reopen in time for the start of the Flames season.
These next 2 months between now and the start of the Flames season are the quietest in the district and allow us to get that work done before we have, those large groups coming in for games.
Anyone attending events at the Saddledome or the BMO Centre in the next 2 months is encouraged to plan in advance. Officials say consider using transit or alternate entrances to Stampede Park. The province is defending its role in the Jasper wildfire response after a new report criticized the government for complicating the process. The report, commissioned by the town, surveyed firefighters and others who battled the flames. The review says provincial interference disrupted the focus of incident commanders, forcing them to spend time managing issues instead of fighting the fire and leading the re-entry of evacuees. The province is also accused of making things more difficult by trying to get decision-making authority when it didn't have jurisdiction. In a statement, the province says the report overlooks its swift deployment of crews, emergency funding, and operational support. It also criticizes the federal government's forest management practices. A candidate running in the Battle River Crowfoot by-election says she has stopped door knocking because of death threats. Sarah Spanier is running as an independent. She believes the online threats are because of her advocacy for transgender people. She's now reported those threats to RCMP.
I have received some pretty credible threats to my safety, and I don't feel particularly like I want to put other people in harm's way as well. Anybody who comes with me, their safety is equally, if not more important than mine. And with the negativity that I have been receiving, it's time to try a different strategy.
RCMP are investigating and have yet to lay charges. Injuries due to e-scooters are up right across the country. The Canadian Institute for Health Information says in 2023 to 2024, there were almost 500 hospitalizations in Canada related to e-scooters. That's up 32% over the year prior. In Alberta, injuries increased about 22%. The general manager of e-scooter company Bird Canada says the number of people using e-scooters is accelerating much faster than the number of injuries.
What's really frustrating me about all this is that these are totally predictable and preventable injuries, and yet we continue to waste so much of our healthcare resources dealing with them when we really shouldn't have to be dealing with them.
Doctors say users need to understand the risks that scrapes and broken bones may heal, but spine and head injuries can be life-changing. More than 1,700 cyclists are taking part in the Enbridge Tour Alberta for Cancer event this weekend. Riders will pedal either 65 or 100 kilometers a day to raise awareness and money for the Alberta Cancer Foundation. Funds will support the more than 24,000 Albertans who are diagnosed with cancer every year. The event starts Saturday morning at the Strathmore Stampede grounds, and we wish them luck. Thank you for joining us. We'll have more on the top stories coming up on the CTV News at 5 and 6 or anytime online at ctvnews.ca/Calgary.